Hello and welcome to A Crack in the Vault.
Crack in the vault.
Crack in the vault.
Crack in the vault.
Crack in the Vault. It's our after show where we talk more about Disney stuff. This week in particular, we are finally reviewing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus original series.
I keep just calling it Falcon. Like the Falcon Show.
The Falcon Show.
Because that's a long name.
What
the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
What I do
I
every
keep
single
calling
time.
it Captain and Soldier.
Yeah, I always say Captain America, the Falcon, and the Winter Soldier. Like I give it an even
like
longer
it's like
title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, this show
Well,
premiered.
Captain America always has the longest freaking movie names anyway.
Man, his name is already two words, two long words. It's
Yeah.
Captain America, and then there's a Winter Soldier, and
You know what I like?
First
Iron
Avenger,
Man. Two small words.
Let's just shorten it up, Cap. That's why
Thor.
that's why people call him Cap.
Hulk.
So
I think you should disclaim, since we might release this to the regular listeners a week after, that these are explicit.
That's right. This is a Crack in the Vault episode. If you're listening to it on
it's
our main feed, and in our Crack episodes, we are explicit. So this will be labeled as not safe for work or whatever.
Unless you got your earbuds.
Unless you have your headphones in.
Yeah. We're adulting on this one. It's about some real adult ass shit. Okay. So. This show premiered, on Disney Plus. It is set after Endgame, and it very much focuses on the world of the MCU after the blip, after the snap, after post blip, and
Post blip back.
Post blip back, exactly. It's been, there was 5 years where everybody had been blipped away. They all got blipped back at the end of Endgame, and now we are here. Both Falcon and Bucky were both snapped away, right?
Blipped.
And they have since returned.
They have thus returned, and at this point, Falcon has been given Cap's shield.
That's right. By old Steve Rogers himself. He handed the mantle down. So
Which I just have to hold on.
yeah.
Luis. I love my husband. His favorite thing, well, I think you guys all know that Luis loves Thanos memes. Like,
Yeah,
he finds
he
them
does.
so funny, which, I mean, in context, they're pretty funny, but like...
But he loves them.
He just thinks it's the funniest thing. But now he started saying this one out loud. It's not even Thanos, it's Steve Rogers. I think that Sam is like, you stayed with Peggy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell me about it? And then Cap says, no.
No.
I don't think I will.
I don't think I will.
So now I'm like, Louise, go do the laundry. No. I don't think I will.
Oh my god.
Little shit.
I might be adopting this one as well. What did you say about the dishes? No, I don't think I will.
Fool, I will cut you.
I don't have a shield to protect myself.
No.
Yes, this series starts. Well, we're gonna go episode by episode. I'll read a little synopsis of each episode so we can
Should we
give
give
you
our
our
first
opinions.
impressions?
Sure.
My first impression
As a whole, yeah?
As a whole. And also, I'm trying to remember in my mind, this show was supposed to come out before WandaVision.
Correct.
But WandaVision came out first and then this.
Yes.
I liked WandaVision more than Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, Falcon and Winter
But it was
Soldier.
still good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't when I was watching WandaVision, I could not wait a week for the next episode to come out. I was dying inside.
Right.
This one, I was okay. I was like, oh yeah, we need to watch that. Because I personally did not like the Flagsmasher storyline at all. It didn't do it for me. Did I like the Falcon stuff and the Winter Soldier stuff? Yes.
Oh yeah,
But
by
did
the
I
way,
like
obviously
the
full spoilers
Flagsmashers?
for this show as well.
I didn't like the Flagsmasher storyline, so I wasn't as tied in. But was it good overall? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I'm fairly similar. I think I was a little bit hotter on it than you were, Michelle. But
I didn't like Flagsmasher stuff at all.
right, but you're right. This show wasn't as good in my mind as WandaVision. There was some really cool aspects about it. I really like how Sam is transitioning into becoming a version of Captain America. He has to grow into it, and Bucky is trying to still, even though he's been physically deprogrammed, he's trying to mentally deprogram himself from being the Winter Soldier. And I really like their two interactions together. And the faux Captain America, the John Walker character.
I fucking hated that dude.
Obviously he's meant to be hated, but I think that he is overall a pretty good character.
disagree.
A good character to hate is what I'm saying. Is that he's very good at being hateable. And
oh yeah, he's casted really well.
Oh yeah, he's fucking ugly. I wanted to slit his throat a million times. Like I did not like him at all.
When he first put on the mask, I was like, wow. I never realized that I thought Steve Rogers was good looking until this
So
shit.
Get
just
that
now.
fucking Captain America suit off of your ugly ass
For
right
me,
now.
it's the helmet.
It's the helmet. His ears stick out hella
Oh,
far. Like
good
he's got
God.
some big Dumbo energy.
Poor
when he's wearing
dude.
This suit.
I was like, I know some
no
people
one's
are
gonna
like,
think he's hot because Chris Evans is so hot. I
well,
feel
see,
bad
there
for
you go.
him.
Some people think Chris Evans is just like on a level.
Oh, I
Me
think he's hot.
personally, he's like whatever to me.
That's America's ass.
Oh, I didn't say his ass. I said his face.
Okay,
we're talking
fair
about
enough,
different
fair
body parts. My bad.
Plus,
His face was worse.
Spider-Man's the one with the ass. I know he's like 10, but still.
He's
All right.
not, Emily. He's like 20 something.
Okay, thank God. I was getting really worried there for a second. But this makes Steve Rogers like he just
Sexy,
jumps
yeah.
up. Okay, he is like
Upper
top
echelon.
tier now.
Yeah,
I
he's a
really
god.
wanted
Move
them to make
over,
a joke.
Thor.
I
Okay.
really wanted Bucky to be like, "Who the fuck are you, ugly ass?" Like I would have been dying.
I mean, so that's the basic sentiment of the entire show, right? Is so in this first episode, which is called New World Order, Sam he gives up the Captain America
So
shield.
sweetly.
He
was so good.
He does not want it. He thinks that it's a bit too much of a burden for a black man to be carrying this shield, which this show deals a lot with as well,
Race,
which
yeah.
is a lot
Beautifully.
with race, which is very done very well. So he gives up the shield. He puts it in the Smithsonian. And then at the end of the episode, by like 2 weeks later or whatever, the shield has been given to this new corporate Captain America
Ugly
guy.
ass white dude. Yeah.
Ugly
I'm
ass,
gonna say it a lot,
ugly ass,
guys.
bitch
I
ass,
did not like
trifling
him
ass,
at all.
John Walker ass Captain America.
I hated John Walker. Hated him.
Trifling ass.
I know that's
Walker.
the point, but I really hated it.
Yeah, so that,
I don't care. You got 2 purple hearts.
Give a fuck y'all, 2 purple hearts.
so on top of all that, Sam is kind of running missions as the Falcon for like the U.S. military.
Yeah, he's dope.
He's working with them. The first episode has some crazy Falcon
Where
action.
he's
in
like
it. It's
through
pretty
the
sick.
mountains or whatever.
Yes, he's
Hold on, I
flying through the
didn't get
mountains.
no first impression.
Oh, sorry.
First
Back it the
impression,
fuck up.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, I'm not mad.
I
I'm
was
just.
I was worked up about John
I
Walker.
know.
By the way, me and Michelle, we watch the show week to week, and you and
Yes.
Lou,
It's less fresh for us.
You guys binge
so.
Luis and I watched one episode one night, and then he's like, "Let's just do it." So then we binged it the next night, and overall, it was super cinematic, right?
Yeah.
So in comparison to WandaVision, which I think I did like better, that was so episodic.
Yes, it was a TV
This-
show.
Yes, this felt like a long movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't feel like it was too long of a long movie.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not saying anything about that. Similarly, I thought the Flagsmasher thing was like that was like second to me.
Yes.
I like the idea of the whole thing. I just think it was not done
They
well.
could have done more, and they just like lacklustered it. I was
And
like, I don't understand why this bitch is so mad. Like,
It took
you're
four.
Not,
It took me 4 episodes to get it,
yeah.
Right.
which pisses me off. Like I should have known exactly what was going on.
Exactly.
and why they were
I
so mad, and
110%
what
agree with that.
their fight was really about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like
Lackluster.
underwritten, you
Yeah.
know, throughout the
Yeah.
series.
But
go ahead.
literally, I was like episode 4. I looked up and was like, "Oh, I get it now."
Right.
I don't know. Whatever.
I still don't really get
Plus-
it. So go ahead
We'll
and
talk
Plus,
about it.
Luis was the first one to say it. He's like, "I like this girl, but why is she typecasted like this? Like,
yeah.
So-
like her in Solo
Yes,
was
Yeah.
the exact same character."
her name
And we
is.
had just kind of watched that too.
Mhm.
Well, I think we had literally like finished the episode, and then we went into
Mhm.
Falcon,
Falcon
and we
and
were like,
Winter
"Oh,
Soldier.
this bitch again."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we were like, "She's the same thing."
Her name is Erin Kellyman, and yeah, she has definitely been typecast as this weird, like, super young girl protege, kind of like freedom fighter
Yeah.
terrorist kind of character. And in Solo, she's the leader of this infant's nest, and in this, she's the leader of the Flagsmashers. And in both things, she's like a rebel with a cause, you know. And
Which I don't mean to be rude, but in this one,
I
she
hated
was
her.
too young for it to be believable.
right.
Like in
I-
the other one, it was like they raped and ravaged their city, so
Mhm.
like they
Everybody
only
was
had
wiped
young
out.
kids,
Right.
or
I, like,
old
didn't
ass
like
people.
her in this at all.
Yeah.
And she started getting really annoying to me. I was like, you need to shut up and listen to the Falcon.
There's some times where she's having conversations with Sam, and I kind of really like what's the conversation that's happening, and then she immediately goes back into we gotta kill everybody.
But then she contradicts herself.
Yeah.
Where I was like, get over it.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that part of the story overall is weak. Is the weakest
Spoiler,
part.
she died. I didn't care. I was like, all right,
Did she die?
At the end, she gets shot. Yes.
Well, anywho, so overall, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really did kind of realize that these shows kind of beautifully on like a global aspect, they're very self-contained.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like if you didn't watch it, yes, you'd be missing things, but you can come out with like 3 key points and move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in this, Sam assumes Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky's not so fucked up.
Yep.
And, we've got a new John Walker bad guy character.
Right.
Yeah.
That's basically it. That's the setup for the next movie.
For you.
Oh, I'm going to answer it.
You finally like Bucky?
Because if you haven't listened to
I fucking love Bucky.
Okay, I have always hated hardcore on Bucky, and I made a realization. You ready?
Yeah.
It wasn't Bucky that I hated.
I know, thank you.
Was it his
It
hair?
was not
It
Bucky.
was Winter Soldier.
No,
Who?
it was Cap.
Oh.
I know everybody loves Cap, but like
Okay, hit me with
my
this.
problem, I was pinning it on Bucky because I thought that he was he was like bullshitting his other friends
Right.
because of Bucky. But it wasn't Bucky's fucking fault.
Right.
Bucky was the underdog. He was the one who got messed up. It was Steve over here like, sorry, Iron Man. I know that we BFFs, but my old BFF is better than
Civil
you.
War was rough.
My
You know
first
what I mean?
BFF, dude.
I think that's what bothered me. And so I just took it all out on Bucky. And let's be real. He is so good in this.
He's great.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
Sam is
As I
great,
was
but
watching it,
Sebastian
I told-
Stan is fantastic.
I love Sebastian Stan. He's hot. If you've seen pictures of him, he good looking. But I was
okay.
looking at-
With his steely ass stare, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
uh-huh. Well, and I told
Disney
Andre,
daddy.
as
Oh
we
my
were
God.
watching this,
Bring
I
that
said-
arm, bro. Bring it.
I said, if Emily finishes this show and doesn't like Bucky anymore, she has a cold heart. Like, I don't even know what to say because I really felt for him. Like, when he's trying to redeem himself, the whole story, like, he's remembering all these people he killed. That's
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
awful.
So it's I really like the Bucky storyline throughout
Yeah,
this
me
throughout this
too.
show.
So
in the
good.
first episode, he's going through his book of people he's wronged as the Winter Soldier.
With his cute little therapist.
Yes,
oh
he
my
has a
God.
therapist. He's got in a tiny little apartment, and he talks to the old man that's across the street. And it turns out that the old man is somebody who he wronged in the past by
Yeah,
killing
he
his
killed his
son.
son?
It's great
Oh my
because
gosh.
so I guess I don't know if I had necessarily known this or thought about this. I'm sure I did during one of the Bucky movies, but he is brainwashed completely when he's Bucky. He has no control over his actions.
Winter Soldier.
When he's Winter Soldier, but he remembers everything.
I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know he
I
remembered
thought he was like
everything.
in a trance.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured
He
too.
remembers everything.
He remembers
and
everything
he
he's
knows
done.
he did it, and he was like, I can't. There was nothing I could do about
So
it.
he's been murdering people for decades, and now that he's been deprogrammed, he's just like, well, I
Because what,
feel
40s
awful.
to
That is
40s to the
PTSD
now.
15?
to the max.
That's the
PTSD.
worst.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
So
Yeah.
before we go on,
Mhm.
with that still in mind, I want you to think real fast, and I'll give you some time to think
Okay.
about who your favorite character in the series was. Excuse
this
me.
series?
In the series. Okay?
And Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I'll give you hold on. We're going to all say it at the same time. You ready?
Oh, okay.
Do you know who it is, Michelle?
Mhm.
I
Do you
know
know?
who mine is, yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Falcon's
Isaiah
Zemo.
sister.
Bradley.
Oh, I liked Falcon's sister. She was funny.
Falcon's
Oh, Falcon's sister.
Oh,
Yes.
Susan. Was her name Susan?
I think her name
Sharon?
is Susan.
No, Susan.
No.
I like
Sharon's the other
Sharon. I
one.
But
like Sharon too.
Zemo, I forgot he was on this.
Sarah.
I'm
Emily.
sorry.
Sarah.
You're
Oh my God.
110% correct. I forgot Zemo was on this. It's been a while since I watched
Luis
it. I'm sorry.
loved, what was her, Susan?
Sarah.
Sarah. Luis loved Sarah.
Yeah, she was
okay,
keeping it
she was
real.
legit.
She was great.
She was
but I'm
like
sorry,
Zemo.
Zemo.
Who's it? Is
Oh
that
my
Isaiah
God.
Bradley?
I
Is
said
that
Isaiah
Zemo?
Bradley. I
that-
like the
Oh,
old
the
man
old black guy.
who was experimented on, and he's like,
That was such
I
a
ain't messing
sad
around with
story.
any of this
comic
Captain
story.
America
Andre said
bullshit,
that's a
and
real-
you better put that shield down too, young man.
He said
I was
that's
like,
a real
oh
comic
fuck.
story that he's actually the first one.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh.
So they pull that right out of the comics that it's very
Your face.
I know. I can't think of the stupid word, but it's very reminiscent of things that actually happened in the past, where the government would experiment on black soldiers and like not pay them, and do all kinds of fun stuff, fun racist stuff.
Straight from the comics.
And
Isaiah Bradley.
yeah, so Isaiah Bradley was experimented on with the super soldier serum, and it worked on him. And for a time, he went out on missions as a type of Captain America, and then they pulled him back and hushed it all up, and they never promoted him as a Captain America, which is wild. And so the fact that they put that in the show, I was like, I was over the moon excited about, because not only
that was a fantastic side
loved
story.
him in his garden.
So good.
He straight up picked up a palm
Picking
tree
up
or
these
something.
trees.
That was so funny.
I was like, "Come work on my garden, bro."
yeah,
the
but
only
it's
thing
just
that
really cool.
confused me a little bit about that was that he aged so much.
Well,
is it because he's been around since like 200 years or something?
Well, I think he
Before Captain.
I think he's like just like Steve,
1800s.
right? I don't think it's the 1800s.
Like
I think it's like World War, like pre-World War II.
like 1930s probably.
Yeah, like the 1930s or something like that, with an earlier version of the super soldier serum, and
Super soldier serum.
Earlier version that might have
right,
to
and
do
he
with
was never frozen, so he aged
Oh,
fairly naturally
it's the
through time.
I forget
Duh,
he's
it's the frozen
frozen.
part.
Right. He's still not as old as he freaking would
And
be.
they were
Sure.
freezing Winter Soldier after every mission.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
exactly. So
That's why he's Winter
so
Soldier.
that's why he's still young, and Cap was still young because he
You're-
froze.
I always forget about the frickin' freezing.
Yeah, but Zemo.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
Zemo was
Who
hilarious.
Who did you say?
Oh, I said Sarah.
Sarah was good too.
Falcon's sister.
Zemo, I'm sorry. I do not remember Zemo even having a glimmer of humor.
So that's the thing.
Nah,
'Cause he was
dude, this
so-
was legit.
In Civil War, Zemo, he's just
was
on
fucked
he's
up.
just on a revenge mission the entire time, right?
So
he's like,
angry.
I must break up the Avengers. I must kill them. They must die.
He's
then they'll
smart.
kill each other, and I'll get away with it. Ah, ha,
He's
ha,
so
ha.
smart.
And then maybe I'll put a bullet in my mouth at the end of the movie. But no, Black Panther will save me. Anyway, so
Dude, we don't even have to go episode by episode.
right,
Whatever
we
we're
can
doing
kind of
right
keep talking like this. But yeah, so Zemo, he went to prison or whatever. He spent a bunch of time in there. Then the blip happened. He spent 5 more years in there, and then
He didn't get blipped, right?
No, I don't believe he
No,
was
we don't
blipped.
think.
And then he comes back in this series, and it's been a long time since his family passed away, and I think he's feeling a little bit more jazzed about life, I guess. So he's so good in this because he plays that.
Falcon's like, you did what?
He's
He's like, I broke him out, fool.
He plays that line between I'm a serious person, I was a villain, I have my agendas
he
and
has
my
his
means,
reasons.
I have my reasons, but also I'm gonna hang out with these kids, I'm gonna talk to
Yeah.
them, I'm gonna dance in this nightclub, I'm gonna get it popping.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm
With his fur
also.
coat.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm also Baron Von Zemo. Like,
That's
let
right.
me show you my fucking
his fur
lavish
coat.
lifestyle.
My mom really liked him. She was like, I know, because there's that show. What's the thing where you watch about the people before you can watch the show?
Oh, the Marvel Legends.
My
Oh,
mom
yeah.
had been watching the Marvel Legends to get to know them before she watches the show. And she was like, it seemed like Zemo was a bad guy, but I really liked him in this, and he had a good point. I was like, that's the thing about villains is they always have a good point, but then they get too erratic.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? But yeah, when he was in the nightclub, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Let's go. I got
So
a party
funny.
with Zemo.
So
Every time he was like, they were like, you better not do anything. We'll put you back in there. And he's like, fair point.
That's fair.
Just love that he
He's
was
just
like,
chilling.
he's like, you right. I
Okay.
won't cross
I
you.
won't.
He's like, listen, I got some food. I think he was eating a bunch of stuff. He's like, you want some of this? And they're like, no.
Yeah, but his
So
character is really
funny.
good, and it's interesting, the way that the Marvel universe is all put together and the way that they set things up is all fantastic.
And then
Go ahead.
how they tied in the Wakandans.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
When she shows up and she's like, White Wolf, what did you just do? You broke Zemo out. I was like, oh shit, is this his girl? It seems like it was his girl, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
She was protecting
She
him,
was
but he was
definitely
also
protecting-
protecting her. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think that was his girl up in Wakanda, man. But the way they tied that in was
That was
so
fantastic.
cool.
Because it makes
Because he
sense
was
why
there
they
for a
would
while.
like literally want
Hate
to
him.
like murder Zemo.
Right.
Because Zemo murdered the king.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
know,
He was the
like-
one who actually did it, and they ended up blaming it on Bucky. So like, hey, Bucky, we our bad, dog. Come,
Now
come,
when
come
Bucky,
get this
when
new arm.
Bucky broke him out, she's like, dude, what the fuck did you just do?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And he was like, I'm sorry.
my bad.
My bad.
Here's him
You
on a
can have
silver
him back.
platter
You
at
can
the
have
end
him back.
at the
My
end of
bad,
the
my
show.
bad.
Yeah. So I
And she's like, never come back to Wakanda.
the Wakanda shit was dope. Okay,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
not only when she first shows up, but then later
I love
when
the
a couple
Dora.
other Dora Milaje show up and they have a fight in
Oh,
Zemo's house.
that
Dude,
scene was the
And
best.
freaking whatever his name is like, oh shit, who are these ladies? They're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they beat the shit out of you.
It was freaking what's his face, John Walker. He was
Thank
trying
you.
to
I
fight
can
them.
never remember his name.
And Bucky was like, "You're not gonna want to mess with them." And he was like, "Watch me." And Bucky was like, "Okay."
All right.
Bucky's like, I ain't fighting none of
Hope
these
you're
girls.
ready to get that
was,
shield
like,
taken
one
away
of the
from you,
best
bro.
Because the Dora always fucks shit up when they're fighting people.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to mess with the Dora.
They are.
I don't think I've ever
badasses.
seen even one of them falter. They're just
Right.
They're trained.
They're always on point.
Oh.
They
you know?
are who they are, and when we go to Avengers Campus and they train us, I can't wait. You know, they have a show.
like,
with
the, like the
Dora.
little
Can't
kids.
wait. Can't wait. I don't care if it's a fucking
I thought you were gonna get trained. I thought you were gonna go up on stage.
yeah.
and-
I'm gonna train.
Give me
Me
my
and Addie
spear.
gonna be up in there like,
Hell
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
That's what's up.
give me a spear, girl.
Hook me up with a spear. So yeah. So that aspect of the show is really good. But I was
Sorry.
But I was
Stop.
saying that I think that they're setting up even more stuff with
For sure.
with a few of these characters, right? So for Isaiah Bradley, for example, in the comics, he was Captain America. He was shunted off, and he got locked up for a time, and then he eventually got out and had a kid and then a grandkid, and that grandkid was in the show as well. His name is Eli. So in the comics,
yeah.
Eli grows up.
Is he one of the Young Avengers?
Yes, he becomes a young Avenger. So he adopts
he?
adopts the moniker of Patriot. So he's a Captain America style
Sure.
kid as well.
Okay. Does he take the serum?
So in the comics, it's weird. He becomes kind of like a drug addict. He takes something called MGH, which is mutant growth hormone. It's a pill. It gives you powers for like a couple of hours, and then you have to take more of it if you want to have those powers again. It's not like the serum where you inject it once and you've got it forever. You know. So he goes through a whole.
Hopped up on mutant heroin.
Yes, he's hopped up on mutant heroin. So he
Got
goes
it.
through a whole storyline with that, and eventually he stops taking it and just works as like a Black Widow style,
Assassin.
character like that.
So
But
hold on, I need to know comic
Yes.
book wise. I can't remember the place, but is that place in the comic book
what place?
the place they go that's Singapore like? Not Singapore. That's
The
Yes.
island, babe? Yeah.
Yes.
It's real.
Madripoor.
Madripoor.
Madripoor. So
Yeah, it's real. Explain it how you explained it to me.
So I had kind of forgotten about Madripoor, and when it showed up in the show, I was like, oh, okay, they're Madripoor.
And I was like, what the fuck
it's
is
just
a
an Asian,
Madripoor?
it's just an Asian city, but like in the comics, it's a city that is just like run by an underworld, like
Sure.
completely. And in my mind, I had equated it with Singapore, I think.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah,
think that's where
that's
they
a real
filmed
place.
Yeah. Luis had to make me look it up. He's like, "Oh yeah, Madripoor,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
place."
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's like a place where all the villains are. It's not villains,
Exactly.
but
But
just like an underground.
There's low lives and assassins and all kinds
Yeah.
of schemery happens there.
And who's there?
It's Sharon Carter. Okay, and
I was so surprised. Like Sharon.
So I was
Sharon up in here.
I was really surprised by her storyline in this as well. So she shows up. She's like, hey, I can help you guys out or whatever. But you guys got to watch out because the power broker is out there. Okay. And
I feel like they
they're doing all
took like
kinds of crazy
a
stuff.
like kind of a like an easy turn with her that I didn't particularly love.
I was like,
yeah, I thought there was going to be more to it.
Like when they revealed that she was the power broker at the end, I was like, oh.
Oh,
Luis
okay.
knew. He
He
knew
did?
pretty early on. He was like, yeah, okay.
I feel like I had figured it out too, but I kept hoping that it was going to be not what I thought it was going to
Sure.
I mean, she made a good point. She was like, because I saved your guys' asses, I have to be an outlaw
be. I was
now.
out on the line, so I have to be on the run, and when that happens, you start doing illegal stuff, and you keep doing illegal stuff until you steal all the paintings in the world, and you got them in your basement or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
So that was interesting, and it was cool for a certain aspect, but
She was starting to kill the kids and shit. I was like,
yeah,
what's going on?
the mystery behind it kind of faltered, and then the reveal fell kind of flat, and
Well, and she was always such a good person.
right.
And like a loving kind of
How would
like
you do that
trusting
to
person.
Peggy?
I was like, and Peggy's legacy. I mean, I realize you're not your aunt or whatever, but like,
But still,
I just felt like she was too like good and too pure to be doing that. So
to
I was
be
kind of like,
In the
a
end,
drug
I
lord,
wasn't
basically.
super thrilled. I kind of associate her with the Flagstaff stuff, where I was like, okay.
Flagstaff.
Flagsmashers.
Where I was like, okay, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't tripping off that.
Yeah.
I was not. Okay, can we talk about Mr. John Carter? What the
John
fuck?
John
Walker.
Carter.
John Walker.
So
This motherfucker.
they. Cheryl hates him so much. So
I was so pissed the
he
whole
was-
time. Anytime he came on screen, I was like, fuck this dude.
So this is John Walker is
Taking the serum like that.
is an interesting character as well. And I, for the most part, liked what they did with him through this show, because in the comics there is a character called U.S. Agent, and he was a replacement Captain America when, I don't know, Cap was gone.
Is he
for
supposed to be
some
evil,
reason.
or is he just rogue?
So that's the thing, is that he's kind of in between. Like
Okay.
at some points in the comics, he is also kind of on a drug trip where he's taking a whole bunch of mutant growth hormone and he's acting crazy and he's wilding out. And then sometimes he's on the Avengers, like literally just replacing Captain America as like a leader. So he goes in and out. So in the show, I wasn't sure exactly what they were going to do with him.
Sure.
You know, he shows up and he's got a pretty good backstory. You know, he's like a decorated soldier or whatever, and he's out here trying to do the right thing, is what it seems like. He's got a nice, loving wife and a cool black best friend, just like every other superhero. So I was
Sup,
like,
Rhodey?
Yeah. Rhodey,
What's his friend?
Rhodey Falcon. His name was Leroy. Yeah,
Was it Leroy?
Battlestar. I think.
Battlestar.
Is the
You couldn't have come up with a better fucking name.
I think the thing that made me mad the most is he was never captain to me. Put on the suit, it doesn't fucking matter. You're in a Halloween costume.
Right.
But it was when they were running after the Flagsmashers. He had taken the hormone, and he takes the shield and literally like snaps this dude's head in.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done with the show. Like, who the fuck does that? Who takes? I don't care if your friend died. Captain never would have done that. His friend died or anything.
Right.
You're trying to say you're Captain America? Get off your high horse.
So yeah, I think that's a scene that was done really well in the show.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to make me mad, and it worked.
Yes.
Okay,
You're still mad about it.
Well, the whole world was
because everybody
outraged.
knows that I love Captain America. You just take his fucking shield like that, and you do that.
He literally stained the shield with blood. You know,
And I thought that was so symbolic
Yes.
and
It was.
powerful.
and I mean, which is so funny. I mean, I got like goosebumps when I saw it because it's
for sure.
literally a fake piece of metal on a TV show.
I don't care.
But it's so symbolic to
Right.
see the
Yeah.
blood on it. It was like it's almost like seeing blood on an American flag.
Yeah.
It's like it's
It was
just
awful.
it's wrong.
Right.
You
It's
know?
wrong.
And Cap would never do that, and you're trying to call yourself Cap. Like, you disgrace to America. I was
You are not
pissed.
America's ass.
You are not America's ass.
I was like, yeah, you're not America's ass.
You're
Get the
America's
fuck outta
flat
here.
ass. That's what you are. Punk ass John ass Walker.
Also, you led your friend into battle to die because you didn't fill him in on anything. You thought you were so cool on your high horse with your 2 purple hearts. Get out of here.
Oh, that's the other thing. Luis and I mean, you guys probably did too, but pretty early on, like almost within the first episode, we were like, this bitch is going to go evil and he's getting that super soldier serum.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
about to like be hated.
Yeah.
Like it was easy to see where he
But
was
yeah,
going.
that's the thing about this show, is that like I thought that overall
It's a little
it's well
predictable.
done, but yes, the writing and the pace of it make it so that the mysteries that they set up aren't really mysteries.
No.
Like you can pretty easily see where each piece is going to end up. Like that's what happened with the power broker stuff, and yeah, that's what happened with John Walker. Is that like as soon as he's getting his ass kicked when they're fighting on the top of that truck or whatever, and he's like, oh man, I just can't keep up with this Falcon and this Winter Soldier guy. It's like he's definitely going to take the super
and he,
soldier
multi-
serum.
Get
he
off your
and
high
multiple
horse.
times he's like, well, I mean, if you have the super soldier serum, I could see where you would beat me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and then he's trying to be like, I am Captain America, so respect me,
Right.
bitch. I'm like, shut up. Like, even Bucky's looking at him like, what the fuck, Falcon? This is why you should have taken the stupid
Right.
thing.
That was
Also,
the aspect that I really
Bucky
liked.
and Falcon together went, oh my god, Emily, talk about when they had their own therapy session.
Dude, the
Come
therapy session was the
on.
best scene.
It's
the best
very
scene.
funny.
So good.
Like, they're just pissed off, like straight up piss contest between the two of them, and this therapist is there just like, you know, she was laughing. Like, she was
she
totally
must have
laughing.
been.
Like, and she's like, okay, face each other. Get
Get
closer.
closer.
And their knees are literally between each other's crotch. Like, so funny.
But they have a cool conversation.
They
there,
do.
too, right? Because they're trying to figure out what their issues are with each other or whatever. And Sam is like, bro, you don't know what it's like. You don't understand that I can't just pick up that shield and be Captain America. It's not gonna be like if you grabbed it. You know, it's different. And Bucky is like, but bro, like Cap gave that to you because he trusted you. So you should be able to handle it, because if Cap was wrong about you, then he's wrong about me. Okay? I can't be a good guy if you're not a good guy. So you need to be a better guy and step up and take the shield. And and both,
which is really unfair for everybody,
right?
all the way around.
They're both very good points.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, for sure.
Straight up. But yeah, I really like that, and so they kind of through the course of the series have to work those aspects of their relationship out with.
And
each
I love
other.
how they're
But
constantly
they're
like,
bitches to each other, dude.
oh,
It's
yeah.
so
And
funny.
I like how they're like, we ain't friends, but we like coworkers.
We're coworkers. We're not partners.
We're
but
not friends till the end.
Yeah.
But I like. Can we talk side story of Sarah, please? Because
Yes.
that
Yeah.
side story is fantastic.
I love her.
So Sarah is
She's
Sam's
freaking
sister, which
yeah.
I don't think is necessarily in the comics. Like maybe he has one, but it's not something that is super widely known.
Sure.
I didn't think that he had siblings or anything like that. So his sister's there. She has a couple kids of her own, and she did not get blipped away. So she's been around this entire time. And their family's business, which they had like a boat and stuff like that. So she's been trying to keep it afloat. And when Sam comes back, he's like, "All right, let's get the business back together or whatever." And she's like, "It's not that easy. I want to sell this boat so that we can have some money so that my kids can eat or whatever."
And he's like, we ain't selling this boat.
Well, Sam was like, "I'm a superhero. We can get a loan for the boat. Okay, it'll be fine. There's no big problem." And then they go to the bank and they're like, "Oh. I know you're a superhero, but you're like the black one, so we're not gonna give you the money."
Yeah.
And it's rough,
Reality.
you know. But yeah, Sarah, Sam's sister. She's a very attractive lady, and
Freaking Bucky flirting with her.
Bucky notices that, you know,
Immediately.
which is cool.
So good. He's like, don't talk to my sister.
I would have liked a little peck at one point, like innocent,
Yeah.
but also like,
Like,
hey.
It's a good fit because Bucky's been through a lot, and she's gonna tell him like it is, you know. And she's been through a lot too.
yeah.
I was like, this is a good fit. I could see that.
You know, I wanted
ship
Bucky to
it.
get somewhere in this show, you know, because there's the
Because he was the sex pot early on.
Yeah.
Remember, he was the one wanting to go out
in
and go
Captain
dancing,
America. Yeah, that's
which
right.
I suppose we'll talk about.
Yes, we will
in the
talk
Cap
about it in our
episode.
Cap episode. But yeah, like
I won't be so hard on him then, okay? Because
Yeah,
I'll just
it'll be interesting.
I'll just be up in there talking shit about Cap.
about Cap.
Well, he's barely in that one, and he cries, you know. So.
Who, Cap?
No, Bucky.
Bucky. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, Bucky in this.
This might be coming out after, or is this coming out?
That's a good question.
Before.
I'm not.
Who knows?
I'm not.
We'll
I'm
see.
not exactly sure. We'll
Whenever we edit it.
But Bucky in this, he's you know, he's trying to live a normal life aside from going through his book and apologizing to everybody. So he's got a little apartment, and he goes to this little sushi spot every day with his old man best friend, which I think is like really endearing in the first couple episodes, because like Bucky is technically a really old man.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that
He's friends with an old man.
friends with old people because he can more easily relate with them. But anyway, he's attempting to flirt with like the bartender there, and she kind of has to take charge. She's like, "I'm off at 8 if you want to come by, and we can have a little date or whatever."
Because he's hot, dude.
He's hot, but he's awkward. He's awkward, and he's
he's
from
awkward.
the 40s, and he doesn't know how to date. Anyway, she's like, "Are you on the apps?" He's like, "I don't even know where to begin. I don't even have a phone."
How you use this?
Yeah, she's like, "Why you wear gloves?" He's like, "My hands are always cold. I don't know. It's not because I got a robot arm under here or anything."
Yeah.
So that's
So
cool.
funny.
And the couple of Winter Soldier flashbacks that we get from Bucky, where he's going and doing terrible things
It's really good, though.
in a very cool way. He's chopping
He's a
dudes up
badass.
and ripping people's heads off and stuff. He's awesome. But yeah, we see him kill this young Asian man, and we find out later that his old Asian best friend is this guy's father, and it takes him the whole show to be able to pluck up the courage to actually like tell him and apologize and atone for this transgression that he caused him or whatever.
Oh, and that was another good thing too. Right before Zemo gets captured by the Dora to take him to the raft. You know, Zemo had like stolen the book for a second.
Yes.
And he's like, I took the what do you call it? I took the time to cross out my own name. Here you go. And he gives it back.
That's right.
And Bucky's like, get the fuck out of my book. And Zemo's like, you know, I have regrets too. Freaking Zemo.
So yeah.
I want to be friends with him.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
He's
man.
wild. Oh,
Everyone has to have a bougie friend, okay?
That's the other thing about the MCU setting up other stuff is that Zemo in the comics he's a true villain, right? He's a bad guy. He's always got big plots and stuff going on. But at a certain point he gets arrested, and while he's like in jail, Luke Cage he goes to like the prison and recruits a bunch of like villains, like Marvel villains, and creates a team, kind of Suicide Squad style. And Zemo is often one of those, and that team is called the Thunderbolts. And I think some bad guys are being set up to possibly be in like a Thunderbolt style.
I know that they wouldn't use him, but like if they be up in here with a Luke Cage with Michael Coulter.
Yeah, Mike Coulter.
That'd be really
lose
my shit.
I still don't know what they're doing with any of those characters.
He is so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Luke Cage is cool, but he plays him
in such a cool
way. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But then we're going to need the regular Jessica Jones.
Right.
And the Daredevil.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do with any of that. But I still think that they would fit pretty seamlessly into the larger MCU if they can get them all back. So hopefully that happens.
So kind of the last thing we have to talk about is this whole Flagsmashers thing.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the girl's name?
In Fist Nest. That's what I was calling her.
Carly Morgenthau.
Carly Morgenthau
is the character's name.
So basically they're stealing money from the rich so that they can give it to all of these people who are...
Steal it from the rich to give to the poor.
So they're kind of stranded, right? They can't go back to their home countries?
There's a ton of refugees now. Since the blip has brought everybody back, the world, when everybody was gone, had kind of... There was a big globalization effort because there was only half the amount of people in the entire world.
Right.
So people were able to move pretty freely through countries. Immigration laws just like went out the window, basically.
Because they had like jobs that needed to be filled.
But
so
they
all
didn't
of
do a good job of explaining
Oh,
all
for
of this
sure. Like I said,
all.
it took me until episode 4 to be like, oh,
Yeah,
so
but
people emigrated?
Emigrated, yes.
They emigrated to be able to work,
Well,
right?
I needed a flashback or something.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So then they took over people's houses because they needed somewhere to live.
Lived in the empty, abandoned houses.
Right? So they're just going to go up in here. But then the blip happens. Everyone comes back. And then,
like you got to get out of my house.
Yeah, like, hey, Michelle, that's my house. You're
Yeah.
going to have to back up out of here.
Yeah.
I don't care how long it's been. It's my house.
And so
Well,
world
I
governments and the laws and stuff are saying like everybody who emigrated during the
Has to go back.
blip, you got to go back to your home country. Go stay there. You can't stay here no more. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. You know, that kind of thing. And so Carly and the Flagsmashers are like, no, we're not doing that. We're bringing this back to a one world, one nation kind of civilization because that's the way it should be, according to them.
Yeah, so she stole some super soldier serum.
Yes, that
from someone.
the power broker had a guy who was making some.
Oh yeah, and she
right?
gave it to them.
And she gave it to the Flagsmashers,
and they were supposed to work for her.
so that they would work for her and be her weapons, basically.
Her henchies.
And then they went rogue and started doing their own thing and kind of created a little mini terrorist organization where they're blowing up buildings and stuff like that. So that they're the main bad guys.
Why do rogue people always start blowing up buildings? I just don't understand.
Well, and not all of her homies like that. They were like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Are we supposed to be killing innocent people? And she's like, we have to do whatever it takes to get what's done. It's right. And it's like, all right.
I hated her. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. So the storyline in the show is it's underwritten. They don't really explain a lot of this backstory that I
and they
just
bring
explained.
up this person, Mama Danya, which I understand the idea of her, but like they gave us zero information on her.
It feels like
because there was a funeral and all these people cared about
did they
her.
cut out a whole episode that I needed?
That's what I'm thinking. That some stuff got like seriously cut. Like it seems like all of the Flagsmasher backstory was probably in an episode, and most of it got cut for I don't know, for time or for budgetary reasons or for COVID, because that happened during the filming of the show.
They wanted it to be.
So I'm not sure what happened, but I think it genuinely suffered from whatever changes that they had to make for that.
So basically,
because I gave zero shits. Like I didn't agree.
No.
Like I understand that they were refugees, but we didn't get like why they were refugees.
Yeah.
They were just refugees.
So then, unfortunately, the storyline is that Falcon and Winter Soldier and
John
Cap
Walker,
and
Cap,
whatever are trying to infiltrate
and stop
her
the Flagsmashers, get the super soldier serum back, and to stop this weird globalization effort that's happening. So by the end of the series, as Sam is taking back the shield, because once John Walker goes ham on that dude, the whole world is like, not you. You don't get to be Captain America. Sorry, bud. No thanks. We don't want it. We do not want it. And
yeah, I'm wondering how this guy isn't in for murder.
I mean, I get. I mean,
Michelle, you can't be talking off mic.
You're so far off mic. But yeah, it is because technically he was on a mission and he did kill a bad guy who was part of a terrorist organization. I mean,
I hope you can hear how hard my eyes are rolling,
her eyes
listeners.
are at the back of her head.
Oh, that is so stupid.
But yeah, I mean, he technically did it in the line of duty, so it was fine. It's all just like there's all this cop shit that goes on in real life, basically.
He like got off, but they were like, you can never come back.
Exactly. You're done being Captain America. We've taken you off the field. You don't get to be a soldier anymore.
I have nothing nice to say, but didn't Chauvin go to jail for like 22 years?
Yes, he did. 22.
I mean, I just thought I would throw that out there because
see if that's long enough.
Why didn't so-and-so John Walker go to...
I mean, this is kind of the race thing they're trying to play into as well. Because I think in Falcon's defense, he's like, if I had done that, I would have been in jail.
They would have locked you all the way up.
So that's the race thing that they were hitting on. So the way that this kind of ends on the last episode, unfortunately, Carly Morgenthau dies, and he comes down as Cap. Falcon is now Cap. He has taken on the mantle. He has his new suit.
He got his
his
suit
wings.
from Wakanda.
The only thing I don't like is I don't like that his ears stick out of the thing.
Of his mask.
Yeah,
his cowl.
of his mask or whatever. But he gives a very long speech.
Yes.
You know.
And
are we assuming that it's vibranium? Because Luis and I think that the suit has vibranium.
I think the wings are probably vibranium.
Because he got it. Remember, he asked the Dora, like, can you do one more favor for me? And I think the Dora made his suit.
Yeah, like I think the wings are vibranium, but I don't know if the whole suit. Like, I don't think it's like a Black Panther suit with wings. You know, I think it's.
But I think that they helped.
But even Black Panther's suit isn't vibranium.
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it's a whole vibranium mesh weave because they can manipulate it so easily. Like it all comes out of like the necklace.
His whole suit might be vibranium because Bucky did ask.
Well, because it does have that kinetic thing going on.
Can you do another favor for me? Like the last favor.
Exactly.
One more favor, and then he gave him the suit.
Well, I will say that suit is pretty bad.
The suit is
I
dope,
really like it,
and it's like almost 98% comic accurate, which is really
and
cool.
Even the ears.
Yes.
I don't like that when the ears stick out.
Yeah, I hope that they make some changes for wherever this costume shows up again next.
I mean, think of how many Cap costumes there were.
Yeah, there were quite a
few. The same thing.
Exactly, and
or Iron Man iterations,
exactly.
Exactly.
Like
when you look back at an old one, it's like, good God.
I'm happy that they kept the wings.
Yeah,
because that's like his whole thing. Or he's always talking about what's his little
Red Wing.
Yeah, so that was a funny thing that like at some point in the show his wings like get destroyed and he hands them over to his little buddy or whatever from the Air Force. He's like, you can keep these. I ain't using these no more. And he like takes his shield and he starts training with it and stuff. And it's like, okay, he's going full Captain America. You guess Falcon is no more. And then he gets the suit from Wakanda and he flies in. And the whole last episode is a very cool Falcon Captain America action scene where
I'm telling
he gets to use the wings.
That they should have gave him a new name and it should have been the Bald Eagle, okay? Because that's a patriotic bird with wings.
Patriotic bird. And I agree
and I
with
literally
you.
said it so many times. Like, they just need to call him the Bald Eagle.
Listen, I agree with you to a certain extent. Emily is dead. I agree with you to a certain extent that it would be.
It's not stupid. It makes sense. It's a patriotic bird.
That is so dumb.
It would be fun for him to graduate from Falcon to Eagle or whatever.
Yeah,
but at the same time, that
why does he have to be the bald eagle? Why can't he be like?
That's the American bird, okay?
It completely throws.
Just the eagle.
It completely throws away the legacy.
Regal eagle.
Stop it! It completely throws away the legacy of him becoming Captain America.
I
get
it.
That's the thing that the show is all about.
But it would have been cool.
So I will have to say that Luis,
he deserves his
the
own name.
entire time, which I kind of got vibes. Luis thought that Torres Sanchez, whatever his name was, Sam's little bud,
his little homie,
thought he was going to be a bad guy.
Oh, really?
No.
Like he was going to turn.
I was worried about that in the first couple of episodes because his Torres, his buddy, he's like, okay, well, I'll do some digging, I'll infiltrate the Flagsmashers for you.
Yeah,
and then he goes to a Flagsmasher event and they hand him a mask, and I thought he was gonna be like turned over to their side and start working against Falcon.
No.
So I think what he's gonna end up becoming, because they didn't go that route, I think that he's gonna take those wings that Sam gave him and become a new Falcon, basically.
Maybe.
And he'll be a new sidekick for Sam. And
maybe.
That'd be cool. But Luis the whole time was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm like, sweetie, he's not going that way.
Do much with him.
But yeah, no, they didn't go that route.
I still think he should be called the Bald Eagle.
So Sam becomes Captain America, not the Bald Eagle. And yes, he does give this long speech about racism has prevented him from taking up this mantle thus far, but now that he's taken it upon himself, this is the Captain America that you on Earth are going to have to deal with.
I will say that his speech is much longer than Cap's.
His speech,
okay?
He's not quite as good at the speeches as Cap.
I'm sorry, I thought it was good though.
But I thought it was good.
Right
yeah, but Captain America.
Oh yeah, there he's on TV right now.
But Cap was more. I like Cap, but he always had like one-liners.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not really into those. It's too catchy and kitschy for me.
Yeah.
Like Sam was having a conversation to America,
That's
not
true.
even the
and
reporters.
if you think about it, he is like a therapist.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's being the same person he has been. He does that even with Carly.
Exactly.
For sure.
Like,
yeah, which is really cool. I'm really glad that they had put that aspect of his character in the Winter Soldier, and it has carried through until now.
It has carried through.
It's
Like
cool.
that's who he is.
Yeah,
You know?
he's the
absolutely
the calm one. You know, he's the mediator.
My mom called me after she watched the last episode. She was like, "I'm crying." That speech. I was like, "I know, Mom."
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, the show ends with John Walker kind of coming back as Captain America.
That girl that he met? Girl from Veep.
I also thought she was going to freaking be the power broker at one point.
I thought she was.
I thought
too.
that too.
Isn't that the lady from Seinfeld?
I think she's gonna
Yes.
be like
It's
the
Julia
new,
Louis-Dreyfus.
The new.
So yes. So in the comics, that
She had a
character
sick ass hairdo though with that blue hair.
Yeah, with the blue streak. In the comics, that character, Fontaine d'Allegra, something or other.
She got a long name.
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That character is kind of like a right-hand man to Nick Fury. And these are like in older comics. Like now that character is kind of like Maria Hill, right? But it used to be this De Fontaine character.
Who calls her Mariah? Is that Louise?
Yeah, that must be Louise who calls
Yeah.
Maria
It's
Hill.
Mariah Hill.
But
she ain't Mexican. She can't have no Maria name.
But De Fontaine in the comics, she had like a relationship with Nick Fury, so they were very similar. And then I think in
like
some
a relationship. Okay.
And in some stories, she turns as well and becomes like a leader of Hydra, and she becomes like a leader of the Thunderbolts team I was talking about before.
So she kind of in between.
So she's gonna kind of be in between. I assume that she's putting together
just like Mr. Patriot or whatever his name is.
A team of rogues, yeah, beginning with John Walker, the U.S. agent. Now.
Okay.
So yeah, she popped in at the end. John Walker, he got off scot-free at the end of this again, right? Like he helps out during the final battle. He puts together his fake ass Captain America shield that gets blown up immediately.
Oh my God, Luis and I were dying. He's like, "Is that a trash can lid?"
Yeah.
An idiot.
It's this ghetto shield, and yeah. So he helps out
He's an idiot.
with this last battle, so he gets to have a cool new black suit and be the U.S. agent, undercover, covert ops, Captain America or whatever.
That's about where it ends.
And that's about
Bucky and Cap are cool now.
Bucky and Cap are cool now. They're hanging out on a boat that they fixed up together, and
that was a really
that song go?
Yeah,
that was such a cute little scene when they were like. I just loved
Becoming
everything
friends.
about Louisiana. It was such a fantastic everybody loved their family. I don't know if you noticed, but Sarah was making like lunches for other kids and just really they took care of each other.
There's a real sense of community there.
I really appreciated
which
that.
is good.
Because that's something that's going to be lacking in the MCU for a long time.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, everybody got.
Think about the
away.
first freaking Avengers movie and how annoyed. I mean, I was annoyed because it was just a pissing contest.
Right.
Like
they're
the
all
whole
just
time.
fighting against each other.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to Endgame, right, and they're all at a funeral together. They are a family.
And I'm having a hard. This is Phase 4, right?
Yes, we're in.
I'm having
4.
a hard time with the transition into Phase 4. Because
Well,
there's a
it's
lot
been
of characters left that I really love that I know are going to be great. I am stoked for this next Doctor Strange movie. I think it's going to be the bee's knees.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
That's my number one excitement.
But I'm
for the next
also
couple years.
it's hard for me because all these characters are gone too. So, but so far so good. So far so good.
So far so good. So
I will say, I know he's like a total fringe character, but Falcon was fringe for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's more fringe, but Hawkeye,
yeah.
especially in Endgame. Was it an Endgame?
It was Endgame.
Yes.
Oh my God, he was
Give him a show.
So badass.
He's getting a show.
Well, I can't.
Is he getting a show?
He is getting a show.
Okay, I'm about it because he was so badass in that movie.
Yeah, it is. Mohawk.
He's like a ninja.
And his ninja outfit.
Shang-Chi, I think, is going to be great.
I'm
I'm
excited
for
too.
these next movies, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time.
Shang-Chi reminds me, again, I don't know anything about it, but just from what I've seen, he reminds me of
Iron Fist.
Yeah, is it Iron Fist?
From the show, the Netflix shows, right? Yes,
shit
Iron
ass
Fist.
show.
So there's a new trailer out for Shang-Chi.
Is Iron Fist Marvel?
Yes. Yes, it is. But, it's one of those
Or
shows
are
that
you
has
thinking more
been
like
lost.
Green Arrow storyline?
No, fuck Green Arrow.
Isn't that the one with the
Green Arrow.
where they go in that mountain?
Oh, Mount, or not Mount. There's so many names.
Luis would know if he was here.
Kamartaj.
Kamartaj. Where is that from?
No, that's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Kamartaj is Doctor
No,
She's
that's
Strange.
thinking
something
about
else.
she's thinking
Is
about
it in
Batman.
Iron Fist?
Yeah.
No,
the-
that's
so there's the place that Ra's al Ghul trains Batman.
Yeah, where's that?
I can't remember the name of it. And
we
then,
always forget
and
every
then
time
there's
we
the
bring it
place
up.
where Iron Fist trains in the mountains.
What's that one?
I don't remember that name either.
Well, that gets them all confused.
Right,
Those,
they're
those
all-
mountains.
What was that second one you said?
Kamartaj.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
Luis thinks that Kamartaj and the place that Iron Fist is training is the same place. I'm
Right.
like, it's not the
It's
same
not
place.
though, but I can't think of what it's called.
But
But,
I'm
I get
looking
them
it up.
confused.
But they're all basically the same,
Yeah.
right?
Same concept.
But anyway, there's a new Shang-Chi trailer that I just watched this morning.
I didn't watch it yet.
And I
Should I?
think you should,
Okay.
because it recontextualizes a little bit more of where the story is
That
going.
dude's hot, so I'm about it.
He's hot, and the movie looks hot too.
Yeah?
The second trailer is baller, son. I watched it like
Yeah.
5
Kun
times. this
Lun.
morning.
Kun
Kun
Lun.
Lun.
Jesus
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Christ.
That's right.
That's Iron Fist.
Yes.
Yeah, with Danny Rand.
Yeah.
Fuck Danny
So
Rand.
so
Okay.
you'll see that Shang-Chi is fairly different from
But I
from
like
Iron
that
Fist.
mystical whatever.
Yes,
and
exactly.
And I know that's what's going to happen with like the next Doctor Strange movie. So
Right.
I know I'm going to like these new things. Black Widow coming out, whatever. That's kind of like a sideline.
Excuse
But-
you. We are excited. She did.
I'm excited for Black.
Let her have her resurrection
It's
story.
Her
fine.
moment in the
this
sun.
is a prequel, but
Yeah, but she alive.
yeah.
It couldn't be a
I'm alive, but I'm
post-quel.
dead.
Yeah.
What's that? I'm alive, but I'm dead. Never mind.
I don't
What?
remember
I
that-
don't know.
I don't remember what
Some
that
kind
is.
of meme.
Anyway, speaking
Moving
of future movies, at the very end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it says the title changes.
It was very
to
cool.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier, right?
And Luis
We
was
already
like,
had that movie.
I
Luis
know.
was like, I didn't see that. And I'm like,
You didn't notice
fucking
that?
rewind it.
I know.
I was
That's
like,
the whole
oh,
point.
Captain America. And he's like, what?
You know,
We literally had to rewind it so he could see it.
So I was getting confused because when Avengers Campus opened, they had both Captain Americas. So like Cap and then the new one.
Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson.
Steve Rogers, thank you. And so I was confused.
And who?
And Sam Wilson.
They're both.
Oh.
They're both gonna-
They're both in Avengers Campus.
both walking
and
around
I was
as
like,
characters
it was
there.
making me mad.
But
I was
that they
like,
also
but
have a
he's
Falcon?
dead.
No.
No Falcon. But the reason they said is because it's a multiverse. So there, you know how Doctor Strange is there, and there's like a Doctor Strange show. I think there's a multiverse portal there. So whatever moment in time is that's the one you get or whatever. So
A couple different versions.
they are
of-
trying to, and I mean, even
characters.
with Loki. Spoiler alert: if you haven't watched the first episode of Loki, you can tell they're trying to set up a multiverse type of thing. You know, and even we kind of got that from
Which you've seen in
WandaVision
trailers
or
and
whatever.
stuff like that.
You know, so
Well,
we know it's
Endgame was
coming.
the one that was really setting up
Yes.
all the different.
Exactly. So we know
options.
it's coming. So it'll be fun, even though I have issues with time stuff. But
I love timey-wimey bullshit.
I know
Exactly.
you do, and maybe I need to watch freaking The Doctor to get
You would
out
hate
my-
it. You would hate
I've
it.
watched
Doctor
one
Who?
episode and I hated it. You had
That
me
episode was
watch
great.
one. He was like, "Let me have you watch one of the best episodes." I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
What
It was,
episode
It was
was
the
it?
one with the angels.
Oh, the Weeping Angels.
yeah, the
the
Weeping-
shit's
the
good.
first
Maybe I
Weeping
didn't
Angels
have enough
episode is what I
context.
had her
You
watch.
can't just show me an episode.
Ooh, and that was a David Tennant one.
Yeah, that one's kind of a standalone.
You had Martha.
episode.
Is her name Martha? Martha.
Yeah, Martha.
Well,
Okay.
I wasn't invested.
So anyway, at the end, the title changes to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and they announced that Captain America 4 is eventually going to come out, and it will be with Sam as Captain America, and Bucky's going to be there too, and maybe some Power Broker stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Do we know or think that you tell me? Does Winter Soldier, Bucky, Buchanan, whatever?
Mhm.
Does he? What's his first name?
James.
James Bucky Barnes.
James or Booker Barnes. Does he ever become one of the Avengers?
Yes. So in the comics, during the Civil War event, Captain America gets shot and is killed. And in his absence, Bucky is actually the one who becomes Captain America. So he becomes Captain America. People are just like, that guy, wasn't he like an assassin? And they're like, yeah, but it's okay. He's cool. So he wields the shield. He joins the Avengers, and he has his own missions. And then eventually Captain America, Steve Rogers comes back or whatever. And then
after he's dead?
After he's dead. And then it's comics, man. And then in the comics, he also ages up to old man Steve Rogers, and that's when he passes up the shield to Sam. So they've both been Captain America in the comics.
Because Bucky very well could have been Captain America in this.
And maybe they'll do that in
like
the
partway through the movie or something.
I don't know. But
like
it's definitely possible.
Maybe he gets like, I don't know, in the hospital and he has to I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
I hope they don't do more Power Broker stuff because that shit was stupid.
Yeah, that was pretty boring, honestly. But I'd like to see Madripoor again if they decide to go back there. That's always, I mean, in the comics, Wolverine's always going there to drink and fight people and stuff like that.
Of course he is.
It's like what's the island in Pirates of the Caribbean?
It's like
Tortuga.
Yeah, it's like Tortuga.
Yeah, it's like Tortuga. Yeah. It's like Mos Eisley in Star Wars. It's a hive of scum and villainy. There's a whole bunch of nasties here.
All right.
Peace out, that has been our review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I almost said Captain.
Got the name right.
So can we call him Cap? Because I feel like that's kind of weird.
We can call him Cap now, I think. Right?
I'm calling him the Bald Eagle.
God damn it. as long as we know who we're talking about when we're talking about Cap. You can say Steve and Sam, or you could say
It's hard because the
Falcon
other
Cap
might come back too. Who knows?
I mean, I don't know.
Sam.
In the movies, I'm not sure, but there's
Cap
definitely a possibility that Steve Rogers could make a return of some kind.
Oh, I want to tell you the other thing that pissed me off royally. I understand it from a logical sense, but the first time we saw dumbass fight, what's his name? John Walker fight, he pulls out a gun.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at Louise and was like, are you fucking serious?
A gun?
A gun?
What is this bullshit?
What kind of world is this where Captain America has a gun? Are you joking? I was so pissed. I get that he doesn't have super
powers.
Strength, but a gun?
Yeah, it's fairly lame.
Become Batman and get a freaking grappling hook. This is bullshit.
Start throwing some batarangs, motherfucker.
I'm so mad.
But it's interesting because as we'll
Why
talk.
didn't they give him motherfucking tech?
Well, yeah, that's interesting too. They definitely had the budget for it.
They didn't set him up for
US government. But in that
they wanted him to
in
fail.
the first Captain America movie, which we are going to watch and review, Captain America, he does use a gun. He has like a pistol that he uses while also holding the shield in this hand. But
but isn't he a soldier in World War II?
Yes.
I mean, he's fighting some Nazis. He's not out here.
Right. He's got Nazis to shoot, not just rebels with causes. It's a little different.
I don't like it. So I'll probably bitch about it then too.
Yes.
Cap, put away your freaking guns.
Put that little water
this
pistol
is the one
away.
Where he's hella skinny and
Who
small.
is the Cap?
Sam is the Cap.
All right, you guys, we've been podcasting for a long time, and I believe it's time to sign off. So. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you head on over to @TheWaltVaultPod. Let us know your opinions on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Did you like it more or less than the other Marvel TV shows that are out right now? And are you excited to see more Sam Wilson as Captain America? Because I know I definitely am. When he was giving that speech, once again, it was really good and it was rousing. And yeah, he capped me. He got me right in my feels, right in my black thumbs. They're both up. So let us know what you thought about it.
Quit your shit, I can't. Between your two black thumbs up and your bald eagles, I'm dying.
Should he be called the bald eagle? Let us know in the comments below. All right, that's been it for this crack episode, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Patreon listeners, once again, we love you the most. Thank you for signing up. And if you want to get these types of episodes a little early, you can sign up at patreon.com/thewaltvault. It's only $1, and we give you some extra content, and you help us keep the lights on in this dark vault. That's been it for this time. We'll see you next time on The Crack for some Loki goodness, possibly. The Crack has been cocked.